G'day and welcome to another episode. My name is Daethstro, the Aussie Geek, and this is part 11, the final part of Lego Bumblebee. So this will be the transformation and articulation and whatnot. So let's get this started. I don't know how long this video will go for, but we will go to robot mode, back to alt mode, and do some size comparisons. By the way, I found somewhere to put those spare Bumblebees. I put one there, one there. In hindsight, you could probably put one on each of these, but I don't think in robot mode you would see them. All right, so there's a little bit of parts forming, and it is Lego, so things might pop off. So we'll take it one step at a time. By the way, I did say that this didn't tab in. I had to fiddle with the actual pieces here to actually get it to lock in properly, but it does peg in there. It's just making sure things are lined up. So this comes off and we fold that in half, and that's done for now. All right, so we will start with getting his arms where we want them. Actually, we'll start by taking this and folding these in. You didn't see that. I'll bring the camera up a little bit more. I didn't think I'd have to, but apparently I do. So I just folded these in. We're going to bring just the list out of the way a little bit. We want to open the door like so, if things don't pop off. And what we want to do is we need to get this arm out a little bit. So reach in here and bring that out and down a little bit. Same on the other side, making sure you don't pop things off. That's got a bit crooked, I don't know why. Bring these down like so. And then we can do the legs. So I'm going to extend all of this the best I can, and then we'll do the actual feet. So bring that down without hopefully popping anything off. You probably won't have that much trouble once you've got things, if you decide to glue them, but obviously I haven't. We can bring this piece out, not too far, otherwise you'll pop it off. We can split the legs. And we want to lift this up, lift this up. We want to bring this forward. That can stay where it is. This is going to come forward to give us a bit more room. And then we can fold the feet back like so. And we'll come back here. These are going to fold behind his legs. We can then bring this in and fold that door in half and bring it all the way back in, bring it back, fold, bring it in. Now, this is going to have a weird angle, but you want to bring this down, straighten those legs up, bring that in, bring the legs back further, and you may have to go a few extra, about there. And then you can bring the legs forward again, and that just sort of sits there. It doesn't tab in. I think it should. I don't think I can get it. Oh, I can. Yeah, it's supposed to tab in here. I don't think I'm going to be able to get his crush plate to actually stay plugged in. I don't think I can get that any further forward. I think it is supposed to tab in. I'll try and hopefully I won't pop anything. No, I can't get that last piece. So that's just going to sit there nice and snuggy. These are going to push back. Now he does lean a little bit. You push those up. If you want him to stand mostly secure, you do need to spread the legs. That does make it flat. These sort of hold it, but it's not, because of the wheels, it doesn't sit flat. So you do have to spread the legs to get it to actually sit. And this is probably why that also doesn't tab in, because now those joints don't line up. All right. So we can bring these down as far as they'll let us. Then what we can do is we can flip this piece up and rotate this. We can bring his 3 fingers down and extend the thumb. And we can bend his elbow. Same on the other side. Fold, rotate, get his fingers and thumb. He only has 4 fingers. And bend the elbow. And if providing I've actually got the shoulder, yep, I've got the shoulders down as far as they'll go. That will just sit back there. It won't tab in anywhere. And of course, then you can straighten up his head and whatnot. And there is Bumblebee in... Oh, hang on. I'm not finished. Almost forgot. You have this piece. And you have these ports here. Now, I said you could probably put a license plate on that. That's supposed to actually plug on there. Probably could plug. Can you plug it a little bit higher? You can plug it a little bit higher if you want. So that puts your part forming pieces where it's supposed to go. Of course, we have no weapon storage in either mode, and I will fix that Bumblebee up after. So there we go. So there is Bumblebee in his robot mode, and he's not half bad. I do think his shoulders are too big. I think these shoulder joints should come down further. I'm just having a look. I think if you take this off, you could probably get it further down. But in saying that, there is a pin that's holding something in place, probably the actual shoulder itself. If you take that off, you're going to unattach that shoulder. But I do wish the shoulders came down a little bit more. I think they're too high. He's very hulkish at the moment. But yeah, he doesn't look too bad. Backpack, iffy. If you didn't like that, you can always leave that off. I don't think it actually needs it. The same, I would say, actually, and I'm just looking for the actual boot. I would actually probably just detach this to give it a cleaner look. So you can just untag that. And that does clean up the back of his head a bit more. So there is that. So that doesn't look half bad. I still wish the shoulders dropped down a bit more, but that looks a lot more cleaner. So I'm just going to put those off the side for the moment. Right, let's get down to articulation. By the way, I do love that face. I do love the face. Head can do a full 360. Looks, pardon me, pretty high up. Looks pretty decently down. He has side to side, so he can be a little bit more charming and smirky. Arms do a full 360 until this yellow piece grabs onto there. I suppose you could take those off, but that's just more parts forming. Arm can go out this far. His head's in the way. It can come in so he can actually put his hands on his hips if you want. I suppose if you really wanted to, you could always deconstruct part of his shoulders to make them smaller, but that's up to you. He has no waist swivel. He has no bicep swivel, I should say. He has elbow that gets you that far, and of course goes back that far. He has wrist rotation. He has individual fingers at the pin back here, if you want to call it a pin. So you can bend those, and of course the thumb has its own. He has, trying to get that. He has no waist swivel. Holy crap! If this thing had waist swivel, I would have been shocked. I don't even think the Optimus has it, and I think that would actually throw off the transformation. So there's no waist swivel. You can, using the transformation joints, probably get him to bend, give him an ab crunch. So you could always slide that back forward, back, and you can bend that over as far as you want until he falls over. And the same deal, you can angle his hips back, bring that down again, and give him a ab crunch backwards. So there is that. Try to get this out of the way. He has outward hips that gets you that far before his hand gets in the way. It does go all the way up, but like I said, his hand gets in the way. And his leg can go this far back before we hit backpack, and hits this far before we hit crutch. Of course, then you could just angle his waist if you want, and then get it forward, keep going. But yeah, it is what it is. Try and get him back situated without popping anything off. No knees. No ankles. You do have back and forwards, but that locks into place during robot mode, so you have to basically pull these out of the way, These do move, sort of, if that's something that actually interests you. But there we go. There is all his articulation. So let's do some size comparisons. I will do another size comparison that I didn't do at the beginning, just if you're curious. Oh, we do have one other thing. Actually, we'll do the size comparison, and then we'll do the weapon first. So, of course, we built the weapon. So he has his blaster. So this hook will plug into the bottom of his hand. So that just goes in there. You might have to reach underneath and plug that in. Whoops, I might have his elbow too far up. So it actually plugs into the hand itself this time, unlike Optimus. Then you can wrap the fingers around. So he can hold his gun perfectly fine. So now let's do size comparisons, just because that will look actually better for that. So there we go. So here he is with MP10. And if we go from the top of his head, he's just a smidgen taller to MP10. There we go. Here he is with MP21G, the G2 version of Masterpiece Bumblebee. And put that there. Here he is with the reissue G1 Bumblebee. So yeah, very tiny. And the big boy himself, and I'm just figuring out how to grab him. Here he is with Lego Optimus Prime, and I am going to have to change the height and probably move him a little bit. So get Prime back a little bit further. And grab Bumblebee. I still have no idea where I'm going to position B yet either. So yeah, from the top of his head, he's about waist height. Top of the shoulders, just under Prime's underarm. I think size-wise, as I would have liked B's proportions a little bit better, but I think he's a little too tall for Lego Optimus. But I'm not complaining, because if they'd made him smaller for the price they charge for him, I would have been pretty upset with that. So there we go. There we go. Make sure he doesn't fall over when I put him back, because I had to move my Darth Vader's bust to actually get him off the shelf. So that was fun and a half. All right, so let's get him back into vehicle mode, because why not? Because I was going to do it from robot to vehicle, then back to robot mode, because this is how I was going to have him displayed, but that would have just given away the whole, we've had him in the car mode this entire time. It would have just ruined the whole look of, what it looked like in robot mode. So let's get him transformed again, and we're going to unfurl those fingers and get that off. Preferably unplugging the rest of the gun. Put that back. All right. So what I'm going to do for starters, I'm going to put things back where it was. So we're going to plug that back in. And we'll just leave these off for now. We know where it went. We'll put them back in a second. All right, so we're going to close the thumb and fingers, straighten out that, rotate this around till it straightens up and slide that down. Beg my pardon, same on the other side. Close them up, rotate that around, bring that down, straighten that up. There's no real tab or anything. Just make sure his fingers are where I want them. And just straighten that up a bit. All right, let's deal with his legs. So we're going to fold this out and preferably move the camera down so you can see. Bring this out and bring this all the way out and straighten that up. Flip this up. I'm going to fold that out, bring this out all the way, flip that up. We are going to slide this forward, and this does have a slight clearance issue with that. So just be careful as you're trying to do it. And then what we can do is bring this down, bring this down, bring that back, like so. This is going to come under that, and then you can straighten those how you wish. And we're going to use those joints, and we're going to plug the feet back together. And pop off his wheel guard. Hey, it's taken me this long to pop something off, so I'm pretty happy with myself. All right, so we're going to fiddle with his ab, and we're going to bring it forward, because we have to now flatten all this. So we're going to fold. Not yet. I was going to say we're going to fold that, but we're not. We're going to bring this just up out of the way. So we want to go all the way back and bring it down. Then we can bring this down. And that's going to slide in. And just keep working that joint until you're nice and snug. All right. Then what we're going to do is get this out of the way. And if things are straightened up, you're going to fold all this back. Oh, hang on. Before we do that, I'm going to bring this up, bring this up. This is going to fold in and sit underneath. There is those yellow clips. Now I need to bring down. These yellow clips that are going to go into here. So that's going to hold your arms in place. Whoop. Right. Now make sure everything else is nice and secure. These nubbins may get in the way of the doors, so you may have to go over them, like so. And we can pull this down. This doesn't really lock in anywhere, so you're going to fold these out, and I'm going to move the camera so you can actually see. And that's just going to sit there, and this is going to come up here. I do feel like these should be tabbed in here, but that's not something it does. And it sort of sits on those mufflers. All right, now if everything is straight and snug and in position correctly, you take this piece and you fold it back out. You have these pieces here, which are going to sit on here. And it's going to sit, I believe, inside the doors. So you might have to open the doors a little bit. Just line them up. This piece here has to sit through here. If that's not sitting properly, you're not going to be able to tab it in. So as you can see, it doesn't really want to tab in for me. So something's, oh, did I? Yep, I got it. So yeah, it's just these pieces that are sort of a bit wonky. Make sure everything else is situated the way it's supposed to be. And there is Lego Bumblebee back in his vehicle mode. And of course, we can do a couple of size comparisons. Here he is with Windblade. So, yeah, decent size next to Windblade. I'm not putting Optimus, or should I? No, I'm not putting Optimus in his truck mode. I have him exactly how I want him displayed, so I'm not fiddling with that. But there he is with the G1 reissue Bumblebee. As you can see, he does not match the Penny Racer design at all. I would say he barely even matches the Volkswagen Beetle in general. So I'm thinking more along the lines, this is a different type of Volkswagen Beetle. It really is different. So I would say that the alt mode doesn't work. The look of the alt mode doesn't work. The robot mode, you could probably tweak a bit to give it a better look. But all in all, I do enjoy the figure. I do love the figure. There is always going to be difficulties transitioning from a Lego to a toy and a toy to a Lego. There is going to be some sacrifice there to do what it needs to. It is not a static model. It is not a bust. It's a transformer that needs to transform. Now, in the future, will they be able to perfect this? If they keep doing it, sure. Right now, they peaked at Optimus. Both the robot mode and the alt mode comes out really well. Bumblebee's alt mode and robot mode are passable, but they're not perfect. I'm sure I'm sure that people have done something to do alternative takes. I know there's about 3 different redesigns for the Optimus. So I wouldn't be surprised if someone does it for the Bumblebee. In saying that, I have no issues with this whatsoever. I've loved the entire process of building it. I've loved the entire process of just taking the time and enjoying just something nice and simple. Lego is a perfect thing to just put your mind to it and just enjoy it. We still have another Lego I got to do that I'll do next week, which was the bonus one I got with this guy. Do I recommend this guy? If you want a 100% one-to-one remake design of G1 Bumblebee or any of the more modern Bumblebees, you're going to be disappointed. If you want a Bumblebee that I'm happy to call Lego Bumblebee, then you're going to be really happy. And if you just loved Lego in general, even better. So there we go. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give me a thumbs down. I promise you try that again. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give me a thumbs down. I promise you it will not hurt my feelings. Subscribe, ring that bell, leave me a comment. Apart from that, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.